Oh, look at that. We got the 140 watt animation. Oh, now we're talking, baby. Now we're talking, baby. Look at that. Look at that. So we're getting 135 watts of input and we're getting 100 watts of output. So 90 watts of output. Let's see. We're going to play a risky game of which one's going to be the input, which one's going to be the output, because we're just putting... Okay, so... Oh, look at that. Look at that. So, yeah. We have 145 going out, and we have 135 going in. Yeah, it says it right here, too. It says it right here. That's freaking awesome.
This is a really big box, and it's from Anker, and I couldn't be more excited to unbox this. I bought this on release day. The day it was available to order it, I purchased it. Now, Anker did send me the C300 DC. This is the AC version, and I paid my own money for this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right here. This is the Anker SOLIX C300 AC. This is the AC version. It has the AC outlets. This is the DC version. It only has like USB-C, USB-A, and then a DC output. This will be able to power household items such as like, small refrigerators or very energy efficient refrigerators. So we're going to compare the sizes, but I just want you to see the box because this is an unboxing. 288 watt hours, same as the DC version. 300 watt output, same as the DC version. Unlike the DC version, the outputs vary significantly. I like how there's a piece of tape that covers up what used to say underneath it for car socket 100. What did it used to say? Oh, 120. Okay. So we have 3 AC outlets and a bunch of other stuff. But let's finish looking at the box so we can get it out of here. Anker's #1 mobile charging brand. They're damn right about that. Anker SOLIX, you can power a phone, a laptop, drone, camera, tablet, mini fridge. You can power a lot of stuff. The C300 power station does not include a carrying strap. The strap can be purchased separately. I did order that strap, and my strap is on the way. On launch day, this was significantly cheaper. It was under $200, and you got a free strap. So my strap is on the way. Let's open this thing up. Now... Nothing in there. All right. Oh, it's got like a little handle thing. It's different than the other one. All right, then we have an accessory box here. Let's see what all's in this thing. All right, we get that AC outlet. That's a big, big deal. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And then we have the user guide. Basically, you scan the QR code, takes you to the website, and there's some specifications for you. All right, let's undress it. Oh, man. All right. Now, that is a unit. Oh, okay. I can see where the straps would go to on the C300 DC, which, oh, my gosh. It really is a baby compared to the other thing. This basically, like, converts to a strap. So, this thing, you have to clip it onto the sides here. But it's got the little handle. That's so neat. That is so cool. All right, let's check out the bottom and see what all that has to say. All right, there's a whole bunch of data for you. You can pause that and read it for yourself if you really want to. All right, taking a look at the top, it's flat, which is nice, but it also has a handle, which is huge because we also have the Anker 522 SOLIX, and you can't stack anything on top of it at all. It's very inconvenient to store. So we're going to talk about this thing because these two things are basically like the competitors to each other, but as you're going to find out, you should not get the 521 or the 522 unless it's a ridiculous sale. Buy this. For the price of this thing, you get way more, and we're going to talk about all of that. All right, so taking a look at the unit, we've got some ventilation here. This one probably does have fans. This one does not make a sound. It is super quiet. There is no fans that I'm aware of. It doesn't make any sounds at all. This one is going to make sounds because it has to convert DC to AC. We have that AC input. That's massive. That one simple cord that it came with, you're going to connect up to there. One of the absolutely humongous reasons why this guy's way better than the 521 or the 522 is with the 521 and the 522, you need to carry this around. This is how you charge it. And then it's DC here on this end. As you can see, there is a DC input. That's how you charge this thing at 120 watts using the power adapter that came with it. Your other option is to charge it with 60 watts of PD input. There is no XT60, so it takes a DC barrel connector for the input and a power brick, and it can only charge at 60 watts of PD input. We're not even done looking at this one yet. There's just so much to talk about here. Oh my gosh. So we've got the XT60 100 watt input. Now, I have Anker's brand new P3100 solar panel that does work with this thing. It's super compact. It's late. I'm going to unbox it and check it out on another day where I have sun because it's after work. The sun's down. I'm making a video of this thing right now. So you got two options for this thing. You can charge it using the XT60 at 100 watts, or you can charge it using the PD input at 140 watts. Now, it doesn't take someone with a degree to figure out that 60 watts versus 140 watts is substantial. It's huge. It's massive. It's colossal. It's more than double. It is just really, really good. All right, taking a look at the rest of the unit, we've got the DC output, just like we do on the other one, the button to turn it on and off. You got the power button. This thing does have an app, so you can firmware update it, and it can add new features. It can improve things. For example, this amazing unit right here that we're going to use to charge it with, Anker added support for custom charging modes, meaning and have like 50 watts to this port, 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 which is freaking awesome. You have to do it through the mobile app to get to the custom charging modes, but it's still really, really cool. All right, then you've got your button here to turn on these AC outputs. You've got more ventilation here on the side. On the back, it's nice and smooth. It's going to have some information right here that tells you that you need to basically fully charge this thing before you use it, which is what we're going to do today. Oh man, we've got 3 options for charging this thing. We can charge this thing at 140 watts using a power delivery charger. We can charge it at 100 watts using that XT60 solar input there, or we can charge it the fastest way, which is going to be using that plug that it comes with. No power brick needed. You don't have a second thing to worry about. Oh crap, I forgot the charging brick. Oh crap, the charging brick stopped working. You know, it's right here. This is all you need. And you can run to the freaking dollar store and pick up one of these. So we're going to plug it into the side. All right, I heard like a clicking sound from in here, like some inverter kicked on or something. Oh wow, that's a substantial power draw. 330 watts. That is substantial. Wow. And then here we can see that we're charging at 333 watts, and it's going to be charged in just 1 moment. This is sick. That's super fast charging. That's awesome. And we're gonna, oh my gosh, we have so much to dive into, and this is why this thing needs its own specific video. So this thing can power my refrigerator, right? It uses like 110 watts. And one of the huge advantages is it has that 140 watts of PD input. Well, guess what I have? I have 140 watts of PD output. So yes, I can run one cable from this port to this port, and I can charge this thing at 140 watts. And then when this battery is dead, I can grab my Anker 548 and I can output 60 watts into this thing until this thing is dead. And then my Anker 250 watt prime charger, this can output 140 watts into this thing, no problems. This Anker 737, it can output 140 watts into this thing. This guy can output 100 watts into this thing. And then my other one can output 65 watts into this thing, but it's a tiny little battery. All right, so now we're gonna add this device. We're gonna press the little phone Bluetooth button here. Now it's searching, it's flashing. So we're gonna add a device, and hopefully it finds it quickly like it usually does. Awesome. And now it's Ooh, I can hear a small noise coming from this thing. It's very, very small. It's nice. Basically let it connect to the Wi-Fi. Now we can control this thing. We can literally be on vacation in another state as long as our Wi-Fi at home is working, and we can turn on and off some of the like DC ports for a DC fridge that you have connected. Or oh, cool. So it adds, see, look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is why Anker is so amazing. People ask, and then they listen. Look, Anker connected to your network. So we're going to go ahead and update from 1030 to 1035. Added carport smart shutoff switch and AC output smart shutoff functions optimized. And now it's going to, look, it says up on the front of the unit there. So we're going to go ahead and let that finish. Oh yeah, I can see. It's going to be really hard for you to see it, but I can see there's one fan here and one fan right here. They're little fans. This isn't its only fan. It has two. I'm going to weigh these two things. While this is updating, let's finish talking about this guy. This has the same output. This almost this. Is it the same? Exactly the same, or is it close? So this has 299 watt hours. This has 288 watt hours. So they're very similar. It has the same output. It's got a DC output, similar. It's got 2 ports, and if it's got like this hole in the middle for both of them so you can have one that's grounded and one that's, well, not really grounded. You get what I'm saying? One that has the third prong, but you have to have the second one not have that. Then you got 60 watts of PD output, and that's about it. You do have a light. That has a light. The only way to charge it is through the DC input here in the back. If you want to use a solar panel, you have to use an XT60 to a DC adapter to a barrel plug to, it's a little bit of a process. With this guy, you have XT60 right into it. No problems at all. Now, if you're trying to keep a fridge powered overnight and you're trying to empty all of your power banks into this thing, this can only accept 60 watts of input. This can accept 140. So my refrigerator is about 105, 110 watts of whenever it kicks on. So if I have a 140 watt PD input, I'm technically charging the battery in here more than I am the refrigerator. So the refrigerator is drawing 100 watts. This is inputting 140. Now, the refrigerator doesn't always draw 100 watts. Whenever the compressor is not on, it's using almost nothing. So that time that it's off, this is accepting 140 watts into it. That's fast. That's going to fully charge the battery in there. That's awesome. Now it's waiting on the device to restart. The process is done. But this cannot get firmware updates. This cannot connect to your Wi-Fi or your phone. Man, there's just really no comparing these two things. And unless you can pick this up for, $99, maybe 110, 120, like a real low amount, get this. Oh, it says that my strap was delivered today, but I don't have a strap, so interesting. Well, hopefully it comes another day. But I also ordered a C300 DC. Yes, there's one right here to my left. Absolutely there is. But this one was given to me for free by Anker, and I love this thing, so I bought one. So I'm going to have this giant guy. I'm going to have 2 of these same units, and then I'm going to have my Anker 548. So the next power outage, I'm set. I paid $208 after taxes, shipping, everything. I paid $208 because Anker had a launch sale for the first week and a half that the thing was on there. And today, you can still get it for $30 off, but it's not going to be, I don't remember if it was 50 or 60 off. There you go. There's a breakdown of what I paid. This is, the promotion says that's the strap. So the strap was free if you added it to your cart and you purchased this thing with it. So it was $60 off the actual unit. So I paid $208 after taxes and shipping and everything. So I do hear a small little hum coming from that fan because it is currently charging. It's at 97%. It says total input 330 watts. And it says AC input 300 watts. So we can see how much the carport's doing, how much the AC output's doing. We can turn that light on and off using this right here. We can adjust the brightness using the app, or we could just go here and press this button and do it. Interesting light, but it's there. And honestly, after going through a power outage for more than half a day, these lights are incredible. Incredible. I have the Anker 548 that I showed you, and I used the pop-up light on it, and I'm telling you, that was amazing during a power outage. So in the app, we have a lot of things we can do. So we can change the AC charging speed. Say you know 300 watts is too much for whatever you have it plugged into, because you have too many other things on that or something. I don't know. You can change it to 200 watts or 100 watts. So that's super awesome. And also, the slower you recharge the battery in here, the easier it is on the battery. So the unit timeout, we have from 30 minutes to never. Interesting. I'm going to say 6 hours. Carport power saving mode, that's a new feature they added. Or if it detects there's not a whole lot of power coming from the outlet, then it will go ahead and turn it off. Smart AC output, if not connected via AC and output power is low, AC output charging automatically stops. Light SOS mode. Okay, so interesting. And then the screen brightness, we can change it to high, medium, or low. Screen timeout, we have from 20 seconds all the way to 30 minutes. You can change the name of it. You can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. You can check to see if there's any firmware updates. Boom. Reset to default, and then we have a manual for it. So lots that you can do here in the app. And when the app updates, more features can be added to the app. And when the firmware updates, more features can be added to this thing. So it's a win-win. It's absolutely just amazing. All right, and we're at 100%. We're not drawing any power at all. And it shows only 2.5 watts coming from the wall. So that's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get my daughter from work. Yes, I said that. I got to go pick my daughter up from work. That's crazy to say out loud. I got to get my daughter from work, and I'll be back, and we'll continue filming. All right, we're back. So we're going to unplug it because it's been fully charged for quite a while now. Because at 330 watts, this thing is sure to charge very fast. Because this thing can charge at 280 watts, which if you watch the video of this thing, I show that. This thing can charge at 280 watts with 2 PD inputs. This can only charge with 1 PD input, but that's all right. All right, so taking a closer look at the ports here, we have a 12-watt USB-A. It's nice that they included just one. That's definitely preferred. If there was more than one, I'd be a little bit upset. But so as you can see, you flip this to switch between the XT60 input or the PD input. So either one, you have a 140-watt PD output, and then you have a 15-watt PD output, which is awesome because, I mean, if you connect up to a Samsung device that doesn't have super fast charging, it's going to charge at full speed. It's going to charge your phone at a pretty good speed. It's going to charge a lot of things at a decent speed whenever you're using these two ports. I got called out for not doing the charging protocol on the DC version, and yeah, sorry about that. Right away, we get that new ultra fast charging protocol, which is great. All right, if we take a look at the PD input, we have a lot of great data here. We've got 20 volts at 5 amps or PPS up to 21 volts, 5 amps. That's huge. That's massive. That'll charge that Samsung phone at super fast charging 2.0, 45 watts. Lots of data there. Now, if we try that 15 watt port and we do the same thing. All right, so that's a very simple port. All right. And for the last test, we'll do that output only, which should be the same as the, yeah, okay. So it's going to be the same exact thing as the other one. All right, same data. Now, let's connect up two of them together. All right, so this left one's going to be the port on the left, and this right one's going to be the port on the right. And we're going to run them at the same time. All right, so first look, that's pretty awesome. Let's check out the PD. And yeah, look at that. So we can get 140 watts on two of them at the same time. That's very impressive. That's two MacBook Pro 16 inches at 140 watts. That's crazy. That's actually extremely impressive. Now what we're going to do is power my studio lights using this thing. All right, so it's super dark in here right now, but I'm going to go ahead and press the button on the right, and it should turn on the outlets. Boom. And we have light. All right, so my lights are drawing a 200 watt load right now. Yes, they are flickering a little bit, so I need to change it back. So interestingly enough, the Anker 522 could not power both lights. It actually would just cut power after you connected the second one. It could power the first one fine. I've got two lights, one on the right, one on the left. This could power both of them. It did flicker, but yeah. So let's have some fun with this thing. Try some stuff out. I need to use my phone to record the rest of this video.
All right, so this could actually just not work. We'll see, because it does draw a crap ton like initially. This has a 600 watt top out, so it can go up to 600 watts, but it can only do 300 continuous. So it may or may not work. We'll see. But so since my refrigerator is currently cold and it's got to get to a lower temperature, we are going to wait and keep the door open, and we'll be back. All right, and just as we thought, when it went to kick on, it was just a little bit too much of a load. So, okay, second time it worked. First time it said 600 watts. All right, that's great. That looks much better. So we're drawing 114 watts. We're gonna be able to continue this for 2.2 hours. But wait, there's more. Since we have this thing, this is 140 watts in or out. With Anker's special cable here that converts 1 to 2, I can force that port to be an output. So there's no way it can accept power now. It has to be an output. And I'm only gonna connect one of these two into the 140 watt input, and we're gonna see. All right, so that is now outputting, and this is the app. Of course, it's not gonna output much because this thing is currently full. There we go. So now it's accepting some power. Look at that, 100 watts. So 94. That's insane. That means we're gonna be able to power this refrigerator for, so at this current rate, this will take 2.5, almost 3 hours to die. And it'll run off of just this. Then it will switch over to the battery that's in here, and we'll get the 2.2, 2.3 hours that it says. That's awesome. So we're basically going to be putting in as much as we're using. Now, since this is 140 watts of output, and this is 140 of input, it should actually go up when this battery gets lower. So that's super exciting. All right, and then say, in 3 hours, when this battery is dead, all I got to do is go over here and connect it up to this Anker 548. And while it can only do 60 watts of output, that's still going to allow us a substantial amount of time. So we're estimating, 5 hours instead of the 2.2 hours that it had before. So we are still using more than we're bringing in, but it's going to run for a couple extra hours, So roughly 3 more hours than it was going to without it. So that's awesome. And also that'll show you the difference there. So 5.1 hours with 60 watts of input. If we go over here to this thing, that's a substantial difference. So it's taking out 99 watts and it's putting in 95. So more than half a day. Obviously, when the compressor kicks off, because this Frigidaire fridge is now at its operating temperature, all the watts are going to go into this thing, and it's going to be able to charge it very quickly. And then this will go up in battery, and then it's just that's so cool. It's super exciting. And then here we can see that we got 95 of input, 97 of output, so it gives us a detailed breakdown of what's going on. All right, so with this current setup, I'm only getting about 100 watts of input using the PD, but it does say that we are currently charging the battery in here. So for 2.5 hours, it's going to keep doing this, and then it's going to drain this. But that's super freaking cool, and there's no interruption at all. Nothing changes. Just now we're drawing straight from the battery in here without replenishing anything. And then with PD input, we are now replenishing the power that we're using. So we're extending our runtime substantially. And then, like I said before, whenever the refrigerator gets to its operating temperature where it's happy, the compressor is going to kick off. We're going to have no power being drawn, and then we're going to have almost 100 watts going in. So we're going to be able to
get that battery back up to full. And then we can keep draining all of these different power banks that we have into this thing, because this is going to be what's providing power to our fridge. This is absolutely just sick. It's awesome. This is such a portable device, and it's like crazy how much different it is from this little guy. Like this little thing, it's just crazy the difference. It's not nearly as like long or thick or whatever, as wide, and it's got a smaller footprint as well. So like this, right? That's about even, but we have all this room here. So this is just a tiny little guy. Not that this thing's big. I mean, anyways, that about wraps up our testing. I would like to see 140 watts of input, because it says it can do 140 of input. All right, this is going to be the end of it. So we're still getting that. It's putting the charge in slowly but surely. So we got this 240 watt cable. We got this 250 watt thing here. It can do 140 watts of out. And we're going to go ahead and plug it into the input here. We got the charging animation. Oh, look at that. We got the 140 watt animation. Oh, now we're talking, baby. Now we're talking, baby. Look at that. Look at that. So we're getting 135 watts of input, and we're getting 100 watts of output. So 90 watts of output. And soon here, it's going to go ahead and have no output, because it's going to be back to its temperature it should be at. But even if we still had the 90 watt draw, in 1 hour it's going to be full, and we're not going to be using the battery in here at all, because we're charging at 140 watts using this PD output here. Now, obviously, the power outage, you're not going to have this for the wall, but you know, let's see. We're going to play a risky game of which one's going to be the input, which one's going to be the output, because we're just putting, okay, so, oh, look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, we have 145 going out, and we have 135 going in. So now, yeah, it says it right here, too. It says it right here. That's friggin' awesome. That's friggin' awesome. Look at that. This battery's going to be full. In 1.7 hours, this thing's going to be completely dead, and this thing's going to be at 100%. So, and technically, it might not even be 1.7, because once this gets to 100%, it's not going to need 135 watts of input. It's only going to need 90 watts of input. So it's, dude, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.